Hi, Sandra. It's lovely to connect. Sorry about the short notice for the podcast. I hope I'm not putting you under pressure or putting you on the spot.
Good morning, Wendy. You're not putting pressure on me at all.
Thank you for your time, Sandra. When I thought of connecting, I thought it would be nice to speak about your introduction into boxing. Just always curious about how people get into their sport, especially martial arts, and especially as a woman in boxing, how you got into boxing to begin with. And also not just how you got into it, but how you persevered, how you committed to pursuing your discipline, for the long haul.
I was very young, and I had been kickboxing in Pietermaritzburg, where I met my first trainer. His name was Shane Fourie. When Shane Fourie and I met, he started training us kickboxing, my sister and I. And to be honest, the second I had those gloves on my hands, I came to life and I loved it. I fell in love with boxing in Shane Fourie's gym. And I'll never forget, Shane said to me the one day, "Sandra, you have the makings of a champion." I didn't know what he was talking about, but he planted a seed there. And I started to dream about boxing. That dream kept me alive many days. It made me feel lucky, made me feel fortunate, because I observed so many people wake up, go to their jobs, come back home and live mundane lives. And none of them had dreams. None of them even knew what they liked or what they loved. And just waking up feeling passionate about something like boxing made me feel like I was alive. So when I heard about this dojo in East London, martial arts dojo, I decided to go check it out. And lo and behold, there I met Len. I think I was 20 or 21 when I met Len. And then went on a very long journey with Len to learn what I know today.
And what would you say is an important lesson that you learned from your coach, Leonard Meyer?
An important lesson I learned from Len as a coach is to drown out the voices. When you go to the ring, both in the ring and outside the ring, or even when you're visiting other gyms, no matter who says what to you, we stick to what we believe in. We don't lose sight of our own goals and our own vision. That was the most important thing that actually saved me many times in my very lonely, very difficult walk in boxing. It was extremely difficult at times. A lot of people gave advice and a lot of people criticized.
So from a coaching perspective, how would you define Leonard's coaching style?
Blank your mind, shut everyone out, and it's just you and your coach in there. And when he's out there watching you, it's just you in there at times. So that's gold. And I've carried that with me in other areas of my life. That sometimes in order to achieve something, you have to shut out all the noise and the other voices, or the naysayers, or the people with opinion or their belief systems. You just got to stand firm in what you believe. Don't compromise for the sake of other people. He never focused more on conditioning. He focused more on specific techniques, technical techniques, which I don't see a lot of in other gyms. And also he made it his purpose to get to know his student personally, and then go about pouring himself and all of his knowledge into his student.
Sandra, you mentioned something the other day about a new fighting style or a new fighting concept. And you said that Leonard had developed this new way of boxing, this new technique. Can you tell me more?
The new fighting concept is Len's product. It's actually called the new fighting concept. My fighting style is the new fighting concept. It's Len's work that he's endlessly put together over the years. Hours and hours of strategy, careful thought, hours working with fighters, trial and error. The new fighting concept is a type of fighting style that's been introduced to South African boxing that many people have not recognized. But we always say, let's try it out in the ring. Let the proof be in the pudding. And nobody likes to challenge standard ideas of how boxing should be. Nobody likes to go up against what everyone knows is the norm. But Len does. And it makes it so exciting. It makes it lovely. It makes it great for competition, you know. And yeah, just to work on a skill and open up the closed minds of people, you know, and their limited ideas of what they think boxing should look like, and prove that, you know, there are other styles, there are other ways that work when you're in the ring.
I think lastly, this is a tricky one, but what have you found are some of the drawbacks or disadvantages of choosing boxing as a career? I have often heard it said that choosing to be a martial artist, or I guess really just a professional athlete of any kind, is not always the best option for those seeking to create wealth. So in fact, for many, unless they get financial assistance from the outside or sponsorships, it can be quite sparse living. What would you say to that?
I watched a video the other day which really jolted me to the core of me, where a man said, why do you guys waste your time and your life playing football and doing sports? You can't feed your families, you can't buy a home, you can't take care of your family, but you're chasing a ball around a field, chasing your passion. At the end of the day, the world chews you up and spits you out. You got nothing to provide for your families. And it's a mindless thing. In other words, it's kind of like a defeatist attitude in my books, but it is a reality that all of those of us who persevere and do well in our sports, what do we have to show for it? I'm sure that's why many people question and wonder, what's the point? Why are you doing this? This person must be crazy. There doesn't seem to be much reward. It just goes so much deeper for some of us than that. And unfortunately, our hearts beat differently. So we cannot live that mundane life.
Thank you, Sandra. It was really great chatting. Thank you for your time. I really look forward to us connecting again going forward. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much.